Hey everyone, I'm Laura Gadenik. I'm an astrologer and a therapist, and I'm here to give you the astrology for the weeks of January 12th through the 25th, 2026. So the astrology doesn't really kick off until I'm making this video today on Wednesday the 14th, where we have Mercury in Capricorn making an opposition to Jupiter in Cancer. Mercury is our mind, how we think, communicate. Jupiter is our sense of hope, belonging, abundance, togetherness, optimism. And oppositions can feel a little bit like something is far away. It's opposite of us. It's opposing us in a sense. Mercury in Capricorn can be conservative thinking, can be thinking about the long term, what's going to be sustainable, what's going to work out in maybe years or months to come. It's not immediate. Mercury in Capricorn is a good structural planner, good at getting things done and organizing. It's realistic. Mercury in Capricorn is like really good at being able to think within the confines that we are currently in, whether that is rules that we are in our local environment or broader environment. Jupiter in Cancer is faith that things will work out, that we will maybe take care of each other, abundance. And with Mercury opposite Jupiter, it might feel like that abundance, that Jupiter in Cancer, that sense of belonging or family is kind of far away. It's opposite. It's not really maybe within reach, or you might not be feeling that like you're experiencing that as much. And so Mercury could be a spokesperson about this. Maybe this sense of not belonging or not being part of the group is coming up for you in some way. Maybe you are recognizing the ways that you feel far away from hope, faith, comfort, belonging, and how you want to make changes to bring that closer, to make that more of your reality. Mercury is in Saturn's sign, so Saturn rules Capricorn, and Saturn is a planet of doubt, and that's very opposite to Jupiter, which is a planet about faith. So this might be a time where we are feeling a bit more doubtful or skeptical or depressive, even maybe like, I don't think this is working out. So yeah, it's a really good time to do any sort of writing or journaling, reflection on the ways you would like to belong, and the ways you don't feel like you do, and what you can do about it, what actions you can take. And I say that because Mercury is coming up to a conjunction with Mars in a couple of days. I believe that is Sunday. Yeah, Sunday the 18th. But we're going to be feeling this energy all week. And Mars is a planet about action, about courage, about, when Mercury and Mars get together, it's about having the courage to speak out, to say something, maybe say something about an injustice that you're witnessing, or being the spokesperson about something that you're seeing that feels unfair, or like that it's lacking cohesion or harmony or togetherness, or maybe if there's like exclusiveness going on or cliques, right? Mercury and Mars opposite Jupiter is going to call that out and make maybe other people aware of it so that we can make changes to create more cohesion and harmony and a sense of belonging for everyone, which is really what Jupiter in Cancer wants. This week really is a very relationally focused week, not only because of Mercury and Mars getting together in Capricorn. Once again, you're being a spokesperson for something, being courageous and brave, speaking out, but also because Venus is making several aspects this week, and Venus is a planet about relationships, friendship, belonging, and togetherness as well. Venus and Jupiter are the two benefic planets in astrology, and they have some similar overlapping in their meaning. They both represent a sense of belonging and togetherness and cohesion. So Thursday the 15th, well, actually before that, on Wednesday the 14th, the same day that Mercury makes that opposition to Jupiter, Venus in Capricorn makes a sextile to Saturn. This feels very grounding. This maybe kind of helps with thinking about what relationships are important to you and what commitments you would like to make in relationships. How can you keep those close to you close? How can you clarify relationships, maybe clarify boundaries in relationships? And then Venus makes a trine to Uranus on Thursday the 15th. Uranus is a planet about innovation, revelation, revolution, authenticity. Venus trine Uranus is about making easeful changes in relationships, maybe innovations, updating them, changing them to match more of maybe who you are or who the other person is in the relationship. Maybe shaking things up a bit also. Saturday the 17th, Venus then makes a sextile to Neptune, which can bring about forgiveness, compassion, which is really lovely with all of this stuff going on with Mercury and Mars coming together. You know, I think sometimes when we speak out against something or speak up for something or speak to something, it can ruffle feathers a little bit and maybe make people could get defensive or upset, or it can just kind of rile things up a little bit. So Venus making this sextile to Neptune can be helpful with ease and compassion, forgiveness. It's also pretty dreamy, ethereal, a good time to relax, escape a little bit, sit back, maybe have a romantic date. I will say, you know, Venus heads into Aquarius pretty much immediately after that, where she will then make a conjunction to Pluto on Monday the 19th. So there is going to be more of a deep dive in your relationships, in maybe some of the issues that are coming up this week with all of what I've just said, with that Mercury-Mars conjunction opposite Jupiter. Venus-Pluto is about going to the depths in relationships, uncovering what's been maybe festering and what we haven't talked about yet. What's been underneath the rug? What have you been too scared to bring up or talk about? But it can be really cathartic and healing also once you bring all of that muck out to be looked at, to be talked about, to be felt, and can bring about some really important transformations in your relationships and in what you value. It can help you understand more of what you value and what you want to commit to. Back to Saturday the 17th. So yes, we have Venus entering Aquarius, and you'll be feeling that Venus-Pluto conjunction until Monday the 19th and even into Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. But on Saturday the 17th, the Sun also makes a sextile to Saturn and a trine to Uranus. So this helps us reflect on the changes that we want to make within ourselves. The Sun represents us, our vitality, our essence. Uranus is change, innovation. So what feels more authentic, and how can you commit to that? Saturn is about commitment and deepening. Okay. Sunday the 18th, we have that Mercury-Mars conjunction, like I've already mentioned. Which one little caveat is just being careful of hurting others or using your words as weapons, or, being too pokey. There's a way to be assertive and courageous without being mean. So just something to think about there. Mercury then makes a trine to Uranus, which really helps bring about authentic communication, really helps you speak out once again, not only courageously with that Mars conjunction with Mercury, but authentically. How can you innovate change or stir up change, inspire innovation? Mercury then makes that sextile with Saturn, which is about plan, ambition, What are your long-term plans and ambitions? What are the actions that you can take to move towards those? There's a lot going on these next couple of weeks. There's like a lot of action. Monday the 19th, once again, that's that Venus-Pluto conjunction, deep transformation and honesty in relationships, getting to the root of something that's been rotting or festering. Sun making a sextile to Neptune, bringing about a little bit of a dreamy vibe or feel, maybe a creative energy before the sun heads into Aquarius. Saturn makes a sextile to Uranus on this day as well. So this is really about structural changes. What do you need to innovate or change in your life with regards to the underlying structure holding you up? What's no longer working for you, and what do you need to shift? Then we have that Mars making a trine to Uranus and a sextile to Saturn. So it's all kind of like happening all together, right? So I've already mentioned this. Really, the Mercury-Mars conjunction is happening kind of at the same time, right? And then Mercury and Mars are basically both making that trine to Uranus and the sextile to Saturn. So really just about, thinking about how do we make changes that reflect our authentic self, and how can we be honest and commit to new ways of being. Mercury then makes a sextile to Neptune. We have that dreamy, compassionate, escapist energy. And then Mercury heads into Aquarius. Then we have Mercury and the Sun making a conjunction in Aquarius on Wednesday the 21st, pretty much in a conjunction with Pluto. So we're going to be having some really deep insights and aha moments around maybe our sense of self, the sun, our purpose in life, that's the sun, our sense of vitality. Where do we get a sense of vitality from? Where do we shine? Are we living up to that, to our purpose? If not, how can we let go of narratives that no longer serve? How can we transform to get on the right path for us? This is going to be a really kind of big, momentous time with lots of insights and aha moments and big shifts. And that's going to be Wednesday the 21st, really through Friday the 23rd, because that's when Mercury makes that conjunction to Pluto and the Sun does as well. Then, Mars heads into Aquarius on Friday the 23rd, which is going to be coming into a conjunction with Pluto as well. Which is, that's going to be maybe, that'll be for the next video, but a Mars-Pluto conjunction, which will be coming out the week of the 25th of January. It's all tying together. It's all part of the same momentous shift, right? That Mars conjunction with Pluto, which we'll feel for at least a week, is riding on the back of all of this other stuff that I just talked about. It might be the thing that helps us enact the deep changes that we need to make, the deep shifts and transformation. And can also bring up some power struggles and conflict potentially. So just something to be aware of. But can also bring about deep shifts in how we do conflict, how we hold power, how we take action. So, yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention, we did have a new moon in Capricorn on Sunday the 18th. This is at 28 degrees of Capricorn, so this is a time to plant seeds for long-term goals, something you don't necessarily need or want to see the results of immediately, but something that you want to see the results of over the long term. Okay, that is the astrology for the next couple of weeks. Please like, subscribe, comment. Trying to get this channel to grow. Would really appreciate any comments or feedback or questions or whatever. I'm available for consultation as well. Please reach out if that interests you. You can reach me at consultation@lauragadenic.com. Otherwise, I'll see you in a couple of weeks for another astrological update. Take care.